Hi, welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Now, the news is out. Arsene Wenger has been given a 4-match touchline ban. They finally made their decision on it. Of course, it all relates to the game last week against Burnley when Burnley got that equaliser, the penalty which was awarded to them in the 93rd minute. Arsene Wenger was incensed by the decision, which, by the way, ended up being correct. And was sent to the stands by the referee, John Moss. Went to go down the tunnel. Instead of going to the stands, just stood there. And then the fourth official, Anthony Taylor, came to him and sort of said, listen, you got to go down the tunnel and up to the stands. Wenger was really unhappy. Emotions really, coming really high at the time. Little slight push on the fourth official. It was a slight push, but he shouldn't have done it anyway. And he's been banned for it. 4 games he's going to miss. Let's have a look at those 4 games that he's going to be missed. He will be out for the game against Southampton tomorrow. He'll miss the game against Watford. He'll miss the game against Chelsea. And he'll miss the game against Hull. That's unless there's a replay for the game against Southampton. Then he'd miss that one, second one, and he'd be back for the game against Hull. So that bit of stupidness really by Arsene Wenger has really cost him. He's not going to be able to stand on the touchline. Will that have any effect at all on the team? And that's the thing. I mean, he's ever present on the bench. Will it have an effect on the team? I can't really see it having that much effect on the team because it's a touchline ban. That means he can't be on the touchline. He can't be on the bench. But he can still be in the stands. And we've seen it so many times when managers have had these touchline bans. They're up in the stands, sending bit of papers down to the bench, making little phone calls. It gets there. It gets there. So it's not the end of the world. Plus, as well, he's had a £25,000 fine, which for a guy is on £8 million a year, I don't think that's going to have too much of an effect on him as well. So he's kind of got away with it a bit on this because there was a lot of pundits out there and a lot of journalists calling for him to really get the book thrown at him. They wanted him to get like a 10-game ban and things like that. That's what I heard, which I thought was totally ridiculous. You've got to take into account the man's previous record. He's been managing for 20 years in this country, and he's only had a couple of these sort of incidents to his name. I can remember him getting sent to the stands against Manchester United. There was the incident with Mourinho when he pushed Mourinho. But apart from that, for a man that's been here for 20 years, I mean, some of the hysteria that I saw in the press, I was listening to Adrian Durham earlier on Talk Sport, and the guy was going off his head. Oh, they should have thrown the book at him. He should have got way more than this. This is a disgrace. What message is it? Come on. Did he get the referee and strangle him? I mean, if you listened to Adrian Durham, you'd have thought he headbutted the ref or something. There was a slight push. It's wrong. But you've got to take into account the man's previous history. You've got to take into account that straight after the game, he didn't try and say that he did anything right. He said, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. It was the heat of the moment. And this is why they've given him the ban. And I think the ban is fair. 4 games touchline ban is fair. These people calling, as I said, for him to get, long stadium bans and this and that. It's ridiculous. And, before you start saying, oh, well, it's a bad influence for the kids and that, it's not great to see that. But listen, I don't think any kids are watching that and they're going to think, right, I'm going to go and push the referee this weekend slightly because I can get away with it because Wenger got away with it. He hasn't got away with it. He's got a 4-game touchline ban and he's had a fine. And, as a dad who's got a son who plays football and I'm there week in, week out, just came from a game today that he was playing, watching them on the touchline, watching the referees, the whole respect campaign, I don't think that this ban is unfair. I think that it's a fair ban. They've taken into account his previous, just like you do with a criminal. If you got a criminal and, I don't know, he commits his first, break-in or something like that, normally the judge will be a bit more lenient than him than if he's done it 10 times or 20 times. So some of these people, just get real, calm down. I know you're trying to make a story out of it, but it's very boring. 4 games is fair. The FA have done the right thing, and it'll be a touchline ban. Will it galvanise the team at all? That's what we're going to have to wait and see. You know, sometimes teams react to this and they're like, you know what, let's do this for the gaffer. I want to see that from Arsenal. I want to see that against Southampton. I want to see that against Chelsea next week, Watford. I want to see that. I want to see that, a reaction to that where they're galvanised. But he'll be out for those games. Maybe he can sit with Granit Xhaka and the two of them can talk about discipline. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Do you think it's fair, or do you think he should have got a longer ban? For me, it's fair, but let me know. But Wenger won't be in the dugout tomorrow against Southampton. He'll be serving, once again, a 4-match ban, and he's been fined 25 grand by the FA, and that's the end of the matter. Done.